Did that work? I think that worked. I hope that worked. The music might be too loud. I might adjust it a bit. Hi, Rivers. William, what are you doing here? William, you can't do this every single time. I haven't even talked to you. I was supposed to talk to you on Sunday and didn't. I'm a jerk. Why'd you do that? You're already a patron. Why do you keep doing that, dude? I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad. I feel terrible, dude. I haven't talked to you in so long. Oh. That's hysterical. I really appreciate it, William. We need to have a sit down chat because there was stuff that we wanted to talk about last week and we never got a chance to because I got stupid busy, but I really appreciate that, my guy. Boy. Alright, well, so just so you guys are aware, I know Rivers, I know you have to drop off and whatnot. That's cool beans. Thanks for dropping by and saying hi. I really appreciate it. By the way, what was I doing? I was doing this. That's what I was doing. Let's take a look at this. I guess I missed it. I thought I was wrong. I was looking at something. Sorry, I might have been mistaken. But yeah, either way, thanks for dropping by. I'm gonna look at these things for the first time. I've only watched the what is it? The videos from the Dungeons and Dragons channel. So I haven't actually gotten a chance to really go into this stuff. I've only heard it from their mouths, but I want to take a look and see what it looks like for myself. Because I heard there was some really cool stuff in here, as well as the changes back to how crits should be. Where's my... I lost my chat. I lost my chat. It's gone. Here it is. Okay. Alright. Well, let's go ahead. I'm going to take a look at this now and see what it is. I don't know if you guys have already seen it or what. But... this might be old news for you, but it did drop, yes, this morning, I think, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, it dropped this morning. So, I don't have time to go over the feats, and stuff, but I did want to at least go over the classes. So, I'm going to go ahead and pull this up now. And I might actually have to zoom in because it's kind of crazy. Let's swap to my top screen. Oh, what just went boom? Did I break something? No, it was my stupid phone. My stupid phone went ba-da-doop. Doop-doop-doop. There it is. Okay. Top screen. Ta-da! Oh, the Stream Deck is so good. Let's see this stuff. So, oh, also, just so, if you, William, Rivers, if you guys are gonna be here, I know Rivers said you won't be here for long, but I'm also probably going to put this into a recorded video, so I'm probably going to just do a quick recording of my take of this whole thing, and I might actually even turn the music off for that so I can add some in post, because I need to put something out about this. At least I probably should put something out about this, because everyone else does. Every other D&D channel that I interact with, like Indestructo Boy, Flute, Slew, Dungeoneers, all those guys are all more into like mechanics of the game. And I like mechanics, and I've been putting out a lot of spell videos and like underrated spells, most-have spells, and cool magic items. But recently, I've been putting out a lot of the comedy stuff for the shorts and whatnot, which has done really well. So I'm kind of in an awkward situation comparatively to the rest of my peers in the D&D space. But let me actually turn this off. I'm gonna turn off the music and just go without it, I think. I do like myself some nice soft music, but I feel like if this is gonna get turned into a video, I'd just rather cut it and go from there. You'll be here all the way through the stream? God bless you, William. I don't know how you can deal with it, my guy. Alright, well, either way, let's just take a look at this stuff. So, there were new classes that were... I guess I should do some sort of proper intro so I can chop it up however I like, right? Alright, So, there were new classes dropped in Unearthed Arcana for 1 D&D, and we're going to look at them right now. So, this one specifically covers the expert classes, which has the Bard, Ranger, and Rogue, which I am really excited about because Ranger, as if you've ever played Dungeons & Dragons, probably know, has been historically the laughingstock of the entire 5th edition fanbase. So I'm really, really excited to see that. I did watch some of the informational videos on the Dungeons & Dragons channel that got me kind of excited for it, and so I do have kind of a little bit of spoilers. But aside from that, I'm going to go through this, give some thoughts on it, and, just chat. So, Bard. I believe the first thing that was changed, and I do want to actually pull up the D&D Beyond on here to look at what Bard currently, or the other classes currently have, just so I can reference it. But if I recall listening to the video that was on the Dungeons & Dragons channel, there's differences in how Ranger and Bards now function, which is super cool. Rather than having to know spells like spells known that Bards traditionally have, which you can see right here, currently Bards have spells that are known per level, and they learn them as they go, and they can pick up new spells. Similar to other classes, like the Ranger, you currently have 4 spells at level 1, 5 at level 2, 6 at level 3. This is getting completely scrapped for the, at least, playtest for current Bard, to just have prepared spell slots and no spells known, meaning that they can change their spell slots over a long rest, similar to that of something like a Druid, which I love. And I think they changed this with the Ranger as well. This is super cool because, realistically speaking, what ended up happening in D&D, 5th edition rather, is the fact that when spells were known and they weren't chosen after a long rest, when you had the Bard do that, when you had other classes do that, you only ended up picking spells that were really combat oriented, right? Because if you can pick up something like what's a damaging Bard spell that's a really good one, like Synaptic Static, or you can pick up something like Friends, and I guess Friends is a cantrip, so that's a bad example, or you pick up something that's more RP based or something like that, similar to like Pass Without a Trace, you're probably going to go with the damaging one to hurt people, right? Because realistically speaking, you're going to need the damaging spells more frequently than you need the RP or other use spells. So it really limited classes like Bards and Rangers having to pick spells that they knew, because they really only had a select few spells that they would generally pick up because they didn't have the freedom to do that, which I really like. Bards definitely needed this buff. I agree 100%, William. Yeah. Oh, your friend beat me as a Ranger while I was playing a Wizard. Yeah, dude, Ranger, look, the Gloomstalker Ranger's gotten pretty well, okay? But I'm really excited to read this. Anyways, let's focus on the Bard for now and see how this looks. So the spell casting is completely changed to this new preparing every day, which I love. Let's take a look at the new features, because they did change a bunch of stuff, or at least improve it from my understanding. Saving throws, skills, this is all the same. Light armor is all the same. Multi-classing, everything's the same here. So this right here is the big thing, is the spell slots, but the Bard features is the Bardic Inspiration that they changed. This is a really, really nice quality of life, and honestly a huge buff for Bards in general. Bards historically have to use their bonus action to give Bardic Inspiration, which isn't technically bad per se, but it was effectively something that you kind of had to use your bonus action for every round, and you didn't have your bonus action for other things like, dual wielding or anything like that, or bonus action spells. So this is really cool, because effectively it's more of a reactive thing from what I heard from it. So when another creature within 60 feet of you that you can see or hear fails a d20 test, you can use your reaction to give that creature a Bardic Inspiration die. This creature rolls that die and adds the number rolled to the d20, potentially turning a failure into the success. That is so good. That is unbelievably good. Historically, you had to first use Bardic Inspiration, and then when you use Bardic Inspiration, I believe you actually had to use it prior to knowing the outcome of the roll. The creature can roll the die and add the number to the ability check or saving throw. The creature can wait until after it rolls, but must decide before the DM says whether it's a success or failure. So this is not only a buff in terms of knowledge that you're gaining from it, it's also a buff in terms of how you can use it, because right now you have to use the Bardic Inspiration die without knowing the outcome. With the UA, for 1D&D, you can use it as a reaction, and then also use it as a reaction to failing a check. So not only do you get a reaction to use it and save your bonus action, you can use it reactively, which is fantastic, and I think that's amazing. I've always said for a while that reactions need a lot more love in D&D, and I love that I'm seeing this, which means that they're kind of moving in a direction that I really, really like. Or you could also use your Bardic Inspiration to heal. Immediately after another creature within 60 feet of you, you can see or hear, takes damage, you can use your reaction to roll your Bardic Inspiration die and restore a number of hit points to a creature equal to the number rolled. That's pretty cool. I like that they're tying something else to their Bardic Inspiration here, right? Because, you know, granted, the D20 test boost is really, really nice, but this is something amazing, because this is something you could do to immediately heal someone after they drop, right? After another creature takes damage. So this could be, if someone drops to 0 hit points, you then heal them as a reaction. That could be absolutely huge for just in terms of overall survivability of encounters, because if something like has a multi-attack and they knock you down in the first hit, and then they have a second attack, that's an auto crit and 2 failed death saving throws, which is very low chance of survival if you're the unlucky person that gets knocked to 0 hit points. But if the bard uses their Bardic Inspiration to heal you in that scenario, you're back to, 1 to 6 hit points, which automatically reset your death saves, so then you just drop to 0 if they hit you again, and then you have a whole nother round of your allies to be able to save you. That is a huge buff to Bard's Bardic Inspiration, and quite honestly, that might be a little too strong, but I love where they're going with it, being a reaction overall. And Bardic Inspiration die expends when it's rolled. You can confer a Bardic Inspiration die a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus and regain them all at a long rest. Cool beans. From what I've heard and seen so far, the Bard gets nerfed early and buffed later. Well, I mean, from what I've read just there, I mean, Bardic Inspiration is first level. You know, I think Bardic Inspiration, let's see, right now, same thing, first level, but that is just a flat-out huge buff to Bard. But again, I haven't read the rest of it, so let's take a look. Spellcasting. So I already talked about this early on, about how they prepare spells now rather than just no spells, which is huge for just versatility in the Bard's spell list, right? You have the following spells prepared: Color Spray, Disguise Self, Prestidigitation, and Vicious Mockery. Wait, you've learned to cast spells through your Bardic to see the blah 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 blah. Alternatively, you can prepare 2 0-level spells, so 2 cantrips and 2 first-level spells of your choice. Any spell you prepare from this class must be an arcane spell, and it must be from the following schools of magic: divination, enchantment, illusion, or transmutation. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can practice your arts to replace any spell. So yeah, you can do the prepared spells thing, which is really nice, and at higher levels, you can prepare more spells. Perfect. Well done. I love that a lot. They just changed how spellcasting works overall. I like the idea of Bardic Inspiration for healing buff, but the inspiration is tied to proficiency and not charisma. Yeah, I think that's... I mean, let's be honest, Rivers. If you have... Well, I mean, I guess it totally depends on your table, right? Because if you have someone who does, like, standard array, that's, what, a max of 2 Bardic Inspirations if it's tied to charisma? Or if you have someone that rolls d6s for it, or even point buy, that could be up to 4 at level 1, which might be a little overpowered or underpowered. I think proficiency is really just a way of scaling it in a way that's scalable with level. But I gotta be honest, Rivers, I am not a game designer, so I am just a DM looking at stuff and saying, oh, that sounds cool or looks cool. I am not someone to trust with balancing something like that. So you could very well be right about that. But yeah, I mean, quite honestly, that heal is crazy regardless of how it's associated with it. Alright, level 2, you gain expertise in 2 skill choices. I think that's what they currently have, right? Jack of all trades. Happy proficiency bonus. No, actually it's not. Jack of all trades is no longer there? Question mark? Huh. Okay. Is this a replacement for everything? I guess they don't have Jack of all trades anymore. That's interesting. That's really interesting. But the fact that you get expertise at 2nd level is that's pretty strong for a bard. At least in 2 of your skills. That's really, really good. Alright, 2nd level, Songs of Restoration. So let's take a look at the current bard. Song of Rest. You can use soothing music or to help revitalize your wounds or allies' wounds during a short rest. You are a creature that can heal your performance, regains hit points at the end of the short rest. Depending on at the end of the short rest, by spending 1 or more hit die, each of those creatures regains an extra 1d6. So you just heal more. Song of Restoration. You've learned how to use music, poetry, and dance to heal wounds and I thought that said Miladies. I thought that said Miladies for a second. I got really, really scared that I just got trolled by Jeremy Crawford. Oh no, Miladies. When you reach certain levels in the class, you can add a specific song to your Songs of Restoration repertoire. You always have that spell prepared and it doesn't count against. That's nice. Okay, so you flat out get healing spells or healing songs that don't count against your spells prepared per day and opens up more versatility. I love that. I love that so much, actually. That's fantastic. That opens up a lot more possibilities for Bard than just being, a healer utility thing because they have healing already built into their spell list. That's fantastic. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Not sure how I feel about no Jack of all trades. I agree, Rivers. You're trading off, right? You're trading off the Jack of all trades against expertise and 2 skills. I agree. Jack of all trades was kind of like the cornerstone of what bards were for, but I feel like from my viewpoint, right? The way I'm viewing this, the way I'm viewing bard is, or not the way I'm viewing bard, the way I'm viewing how they're moving forward with D&D is they're really trying to make classes more unique and identifiable. And I feel like Jack of all trades was kind of just a gimme for a bard. While it made technical sense to be there, it really didn't add anything to the bard aside from the fact that they're decent at everything, right? They're a Jack of all trades. I feel like adding expertise to stuff is a little bit more in the direction of uniqueness rather than overall everything. I could be talking out of my ass, but I don't know. It is at 5th level, so there you go. There's your answer, River. Scaling, let me see. Scaling form proficiency is always its more restricting, but it will come at a steady rate. I use optional rule at my table where warlocks have spell slots equal to proficiency bonus. That's actually a really cool homebrew rule. I like that a lot. And yeah, if Jack of all trades is already tied in at 5th level, I mean, then I guess the worries aren't worries at that point. I mean, I feel like it's kind of interchangeable to be 2nd level or 5th level either way, but okay, at 3rd level you get these subclass standard stuff. They did do the College of Lore, which is a little bit lower, so we'll take a look at that after. 4th level you get a feat, pretty standard. 5th level, Jack of all trades, there it is. You can add half your proficiency bonus, rounded down to an ability check. Okay. Is that the same thing as it is? Yeah, half your proficiency bonus rounded down to any ability check you make that doesn't already include your proficiency bonus. That doesn't otherwise. Yeah, so I mean, it's the same exact setup. So there you go. It's just a little bit later. Huh. Subclass feature, Font of Bardic Inspiration. You now regain all of your expended Bardic inspirations when you finish a short rest. That's big. That's pretty nice. I think that's already there though, isn't it? Oh no. Wait a second. No, Font of Inspiration's there. Okay. They changed all the leveling stuff here too, and like what levels you receive things on. Where's Counter Charm? Did they get rid of Counter Charm? I think they got rid of Counter Charm. Good. It was useless. Okay. Yeah, I think... Yeah, they really adjusted all the levels and stuff here. Huh. Okay. Cool. Well, let's go back up and take a look. In addition, if a creature rolls your Bardic Inspiration die and gets a 1, you may use your... That Bardic Inspiration is not expended. That's really cool. Granted, the healing aspect really won't matter much because it's really just meant, at least the way I view it, is going to be used as a pop back up immediately after you drop to 0 hit points. But if you use this on like the D20 test, that's pretty nice because you just don't expend a Bardic Inspiration die there, right? That's really nice. So then it gives you more options and more frequencies of your Bardic Inspiration because, let's be honest, when you roll a 1 on a Bardic Inspiration or like a Guidance dice, that's just lame. So that's really cool that it still has to get rolled, but it doesn't actually get expended. Oh, I've never actually seen that pop up before. What's up, 3 Side Ice Entertainment? That's really cool. I've never seen that happen before on a live stream, so that's really nice. Welcome. We're just going over some of the expert class updates with the 1D&D stuff. So, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's looking like some pretty cool updates to some of these classes. Let's see. Next up, more expertise at level 9. Okay. Subclass feature. Magical secrets. Let's take a look at what currently this is. You've plundered magical knowledge from a wide spectrum of disciplines. Choose 2 spells from any classes, including this one. A spell you choose must be of a level you can cast, as shown on the bard table, or cantrip. The chosen spells count as bard spells and are included in the spells known column. But that's redundant now because you don't have spells known column. So let's see what this is. You've collected magical knowledge from a wide spectrum of disciplines. Choose a spell list. Arcane, Divine, or Primal. Whenever you prepare spells for this class, up to 2 of the spells you could prepare can be from the chosen list and from any school of magic. The prepared spells otherwise follow the rules of your bard spellcasting feature. Oh! That's pretty cool. Whenever you prepare a spell for this class, up to 2 of the spells you prepare can be from the chosen list and from any school of magic. That's really nice. So you get 2 spells from other spell lists. That's really cool. Again, more versatility, giving the bard access to more casts or more spells. I really like that. So it doesn't look like they've taken anything away from the bard. It just looks like they're giving the bard more options, which I think is really cool. And I think my camera's all funky. Oop, don't look at that. My back. Ah, the 4th wall. Ah, it's gone. Ah, the 4th wall. Ah, it's gone. Okay. I hit the wrong button. Oops. You get a feat, subclass feature, further magical secrets. You didn't choose, so you get 2 more spells at level 15. Superior Bardic Inspiration, you gain 2 expended uses of Bardic Inspiration. Wow, okay. When you roll initiative, and your epic boon, you get an epic boon of luck, feat, or another epic boon feat of your choice. Okay. Those are some pretty big things for bards, my guys. Jeez. Prepared bard spells. Look for your bard level, and you prepare the spells for the level and all lower bard levels. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can change these spells as explained in the class spellcasting features. A spell mark with a dagger is always prepared and can't be replaced when you prepare spells. Okay. These are recommended spells. Okay. 0 level spells. So these are just, yeah, recommendations. Okay. Alright, now we get to the subclass. Here's the stuff that we're interested in. Not that we weren't interested in the last one. So, yep, College of Lore, you get bonus proficiencies. Let's go to the College of Lore here. Where, same thing, you get 3 proficiencies. And then Cutting Words. If I recall, when I listened to the stream, Cutting Words also got a little bit of a change. So let me take a look at the current setup for cutting words. At 3rd level, you learn to use your wit to distract, confuse, and otherwise sap the confidence and competence of others. When a creature you can see within 60 feet makes an attack roll, an ability check, or a damage roll, you can use your reaction to expend one of your uses of Bardic Inspiration, and subtracting the number rolled from the creature's roll. You can use this feature after the creature makes a roll, but before the DM determines whether it was a success or failure, or before it deals damage. The creature is immune if it cannot hear you, or if it is being charmed. So now with the new Unearthed Arcana 1 D&D information added on here, they've changed it a bit. Where when a creature you can see within 60 feet succeeds an ability check or an attack roll, so not when it occurs, but when they succeed on one of those rolls, you can use your reaction to do the same exact thing again, which is fantastic. Just a huge buff, being able to know if it was going to be a success or a failure, and then just reduce the amount with a d6 roll. That is a huge buff in general, in my opinion, because normally in the current setup right now, you just roll, and if say, oh, does a 19 hit you? You can, or they roll a 19 for their dex save, and you can just do this after you know they succeed or fail, which is great because you can potentially avoid wasting an inspiration die. Again, just a huge quality of life buff for bards that I think is honestly fantastic. Some DMs are not going to like that because, or some players, I guess some D&D players aren't going to like that. I feel like, I'm not going to get too far into that because that's a risky topic. But I personally like that a lot. All right, at 6th level, what do we get? Additional magical secrets. So that's turned into a class feature, not a bard feature, not a lore feature. What is it now? What did I do here? Let me see. Do I have... Yeah, okay. Here. Cunning inspiration. Through your studies and your cunning, you've learned to inspire others exceptionally well. When any creature rolls your bardic inspiration die, that creature can roll the die twice and use the higher of 2 rolls. That's huge. That's really nice. Although although I'd have to clarify how this would work with the I want to say the magical secrets. With the Font of Bardic Inspiration, where they roll a 1 and you don't spend your Bardic Inspiration. Would they expend it if they roll 1-1? Or if they're rolling 2, then I guess it would be redundant, right? So that might be a little bit of clarification that what I would need. But otherwise, it's still pretty nice. 10th level, Improved Cutting Words. Whenever you use your Cutting Words feature on a creature, you can deal psychic damage to the creature equal to the number rolled on the Bardic Inspiration die plus your Charisma modifier. Okay, so you add your Charisma bonus to that, which honestly at 10th level is going to be 4 or a 5, if probably depending upon how nice your DM is. So at minimum, you're probably going to have a -5 whenever you use Cutting Words, which is honestly huge. So I think that's just great. I think that's not even here either. Yeah, they just improved it flat out. At 14th level, you then get Peerless Skill. When you make an ability check and fail, you can expend 1 Bardic Inspiration, roll the Bardic Inspiration, and add the roll number to the ability check, potentially turning it into a success. I mean, I don't understand that so much, because theoretically, couldn't the bard just Bardic Inspiration themselves as a reaction without needing this? I feel... Oh, don't look at... you can't see that, though. DoorDash information. Don't worry about it. Unless I understand how mechanics work, the bard could theoretically reaction Bardic Inspiration themselves when they fail an ability check. I don't understand why they would need this, because that's effectively what the skill is saying that they do. So, unless I'm misunderstanding the mechanics of the game, which is quite possible, I mess up a lot. That's probably the least impressive, if I'm understanding it correctly. I could not be, but who knows. Currently, when ability check, you can use... So, yeah, they didn't even change this, because this is currently here. But it's, again, same thing. This doesn't tell you when you succeed or fail. It just happens when you fail on this one. So again, another quality of life buff either way. All right. The one that I'm really excited about, the Ranger. I'm really excited to read this one. I think the Ranger really needed some love. I know they got a lot of love in some Xanathars and other kind of additions to 5e, but I feel like it's important to give them some more love because they've kind of got the bad end of the stick in all of 5th edition. So let's take a look at the Ranger. Starting off, base Ranger, right? We have the class features, expertise. You gain expertise in 2 skill proficiency of your choice. So it looks like they're giving this to pretty much all the expert classes from what it looks like. So that's nice, really nice actually. Let's actually go to the Ranger class here. So we have the reference for what we're looking at. And let's go back. Okay. So at first level, you gain favored enemy. You are adept at focusing your eye on a single foe. You always have the Hunter's Mark spell prepared, and it doesn't count against the number of spells you can prepare. Moreover, you don't have to concentrate on the spell once you cast it. It lasts for its full duration until you end it as a bonus action or until you're incapacitated. That's really nice. I'm actually going to open up another thing for Hunter's Mark, because this is if we're being honest, Hunter's Mark is it's pretty much the only thing Rangers cast. Let's be honest, right? They do cast other spells, but this spell, Hunter's Mark, is pretty much all they do. In a very broad sense. Don't be literal with that. They obviously cast other spells, but Hunter's Mark is pretty much the main spell that they cast. It is a concentration historically, but it looks like now it is no longer concentration, and it lasts for the full duration, or until you lose it, or until you dismiss it as a bonus action, or you're incapacitated, which is really cool. So it looks like your favorite enemy always has a Hunter Mark spell on them. Oh wait, you always have the Hunter Mark spell prepared, and it doesn't count. Moreover, you don't have to concentrate. Okay, so favorite enemy isn't favorite enemy anymore. It's literally just the fact that you have Hunter's Mark available, which the title of this doesn't make sense to me. I guess it just says you're focusing your eye on it. You're focusing your attack on a single foe. I mean, I don't understand why it's a favorite enemy if that's the case, but, you know, let's go through the whole thing. Me and Cheat, I'm not saying that. We'll be talking about Ranger tomorrow. I mean, just with this alone, just with this Hunter's Mark information, it's already a huge buff to Rangers, right? The fact that it's not concentration and you always have it prepared, chef's kiss, right? That's what that means. At level 1, spellcasting. So again, I talked about this early on in the stream. They changed the Ranger so that they don't have to choose spells known. They just prepare spells at the beginning of the day, which is amazing because, let's be real, if we look at the Ranger spell list, as it is currently, there's only going to be a couple of spells that Rangers ever pick up, and it's not going to be Absorb Elements, it's not going to be Alarm, right? It's going to be things like Cure Wounds, Ensnaring Strike, Zephyr Strike. All of those things are pretty much must-haves for Rangers, right? Even Summon Beast and stuff. So having the things that are already there and things that you don't have to know is a huge buff to Rangers because you have more freedom when you're actually in the game playing. So you don't have to pick up and choose Pass Without a Trace. If you want to play with Lesser Restoration, if you want to play with Beast Sense or Bark Skin or Snare or any of these other things, you have more freedom to do so now, which I think is huge. So again, fantastic. What is that, Guidance? Yeah, I actually think they changed Guidance as well, which we'll take a look at later on. All right, at second level, you get a fighting style. Whenever you can choose archery, defense, and two weapon fighting. Whenever you gain a feat or later levels, fighting style feats are among your options, even though you aren't a member of the warrior group. That's pretty cool. I like that. when I listened to the interview, they did mention that feats or that fighting styles are now going to be labeled as feats, just for the, I guess, the overall consistency of it across classes, and I think that's kind of cool. But we'll take a look. Level 3, you get your subclass. You get your extra attack at level 5. You get roving, which is increased by 10. I think they actually updated that. Was it Landstride? No, it wasn't Landstride. I think in something that they made, I can't remember if it was Tasha's or what, but they made this, and I think they improved it by another 5 feet. So they increased movement speed, which is really nice. Tireless Primal Forces now help fuel your journeys, granting the following benefits. You get temporary hit points. What did they have beforehand? Hide in plain sight. Yeah, they didn't have any of this tireless stuff. Interesting. If you're exhausted when you finish a short rest, your level of exhaustion decreases by 1. That's cool. That's really cool. And it makes the ranger really, really efficient when you're dealing with long, drawn-out things. I love that a lot for DMs that are sadistic DMs like myself, or that I'm slowly becoming to be, is fantastic, and I like that. Whenever you finish a short or long rest, you can use temporary hit points, D8 plus your proficiency bonus. Again, super cool, amazing. Oh, Rich, I think they should give druids more spell slots. They need to give druids more spells, right? It's not already confusing enough for players. Oh, let me see. I love druids, man. I think, what did they say? Have you seen this yet, Rich? All the new Unearthed Arcana stuff they just released? Yeah, you boy. Yeah, just do more spell slots. More spell slots for everybody. You get a spell slot, and you get a spell slot, and you even get a cantrip. Woo! But actually, they did give Ranger cantrips, if I recall. Yeah, you get cantrips. Cure wounds or guidance, which is really cool as a ranger. I love that, and I think that, honestly, the fact that they didn't have cantrips was kind of lame. Feral senses, you gain blind sight to 30 feet. Okay. Foe Slayer, your hunter's mark, deals an extra d10 damage, and rather than an extra d6. Okay, so they increased it to level 18, but it's a level 18 feat. Let's be real. Who's playing a level 18 ranger? All right, and here's the subclasses that we were talking about, right? The hunter updates. Oop. Dog's barking. Is that my DoorDash? Did my DoorDash get here? I might have to go if DoorDash got here, because my dog might be going nuts. So, yep, there it is. My DoorDash is here. You know what? I want to take a quick break, I think, because that's why. I'll be right back. Alright, change of plan, guys. I gotta go. Unfortunately, I apologize, but I gotta go take care of that. I was originally gonna stream until my food got here, but I got way sooner than I thought it did, or was going to, so I apologize for that. But, yeah, either way, Sag, that's a Sag, man. Big Sag. William, just so you're aware, because I know we've been trying to talk for the past few days, I am going away on vacation, so my past weeks have been kind of crazy with work, trying to get stuff done. What is today? Today's Friday? Today's Thursday. I'm hesitant to say on the weekend. I mean, maybe Monday at least Monday my time afternoon. Hey, thanks for dropping by, Dan. I didn't even see you here earlier, but I appreciate you dropping by, my guy. Yeah, we're going to be streaming tomorrow night, too, with our normal live stream game. Today, I just want to go around with Arcana, which I'm kind of bummed I didn't get a chance to go over it all, because I really wanted to see the Hunter stuff, but I'll just have to read it on my own time, unfortunately. I do want to try and stream more often, just individually one-on-one to look at this kind of stuff and talk about it, because it's a lot of fun. But it's not going to happen until I come back from vacation, which realistically is in 2 weeks, so it shouldn't affect YouTube too much because I have videos prepared to go out already, which is exciting. Maybe banana video, maybe not, who knows. But yeah, other than that, I think that's it. William, let's message me on Discord, or I'll message you on Discord probably next week, or maybe tomorrow, or tonight or tomorrow, and maybe we can find some time early next week, like Monday would work for me to do, like midday for me. But either way, talk with me on Discord. Dan, thanks for dropping by. Rivers, thanks for dropping by. Rich came and dies, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.